So hey y'all, I'm back with another video. So tonight's video is yet again another Chioma Chats video podcast edition. So by the title, we're going to be talking about Megan Thee Stallion's boyfriend, which is NBA player Torrey Craig, and a discussion about the types of women that he likes because his ex-girlfriend on a podcast cultivated a conversation saying that her and her friends were confused as to what his type was because in the past, he's been with white women or biracial women and simply not black women like Megan Thee Stallion. This caused a big conversation where a lot of black women were offended or felt a way about their comments because essentially they're questioning if a black man, this particular black man, who might I add is an NBA player, so he's in the tier of successful, high-earning men, could even be attracted to a black woman. Now, before I play the clip, I did want to say that I was recently interviewed on the Taylor Patrice podcast called Let's Talk About It, Baby. Taylor is one of my very few influencer friends. We go way back, and I got a chance to be on her podcast, so if you want to see more Queen Chioma content, but just from the other side, where I'm in front of the camera and being asked questions, please go check it out. It is pinned down below in the comment section. I will play a quick snippet.
Chioma,
Chat.
I grew up in a very strict Nigerian household where everybody wants you to do doctor, lawyer, scientist, engineer. Like they want you. I wanted to be a host on Catfish.
Yeah, me too.
They might get to take 2 new hosts.
So how do you deal with hate comments?
Yeah, it can go one of 2 ways. A lot of them I'm like, this is actually it's so dumb, I have to laugh.
Now moving on to this whole thing with Torrey Craig and the ex-girlfriend and their comments, I do think for as much black women that say things are not their fight, and especially the conversations of athletes such as NFL players or NBA players and their affinity for non-black women, I would have thought that black women had nothing to say about this, but it was viral and there were a lot of comments made. Torrey Craig plays for the Chicago Bulls. He's currently 34 years old, and honestly, I don't think most of us know who he is, but we do know who he is now that he's with an A-list female rapper like Megan Thee Stallion. I believe the two started dating sometime last summer, so it's not like a long relationship yet, but they've been going at it for a while. And I'm at least happy that Megan is keeping this relationship a little bit more private than before because it always seems like there's something when it comes to her and men and dating. Now, just a little dip into his past, he does have a baby mama named Jakira, and apparently they met in college, and pretty much the typical story where the guy couldn't keep his meat in his pants and their relationship was pretty much ended because he had multiple side pieces. And there were some rumors that I read that they were together even when Megan Thee Stallion started dating him. Not sure if that's true. There was even a recent story that talked about this Instagram model who I assume was trying to expose him for dealing with her, and I found it crazy how so many people were quick to say that she was trying to brag about the $100 that he sent her. I don't think it's about the amount of money. I think it's the principle. I do believe that he was messing with this girl, but that's just my opinion.
Megan Thee Stallion's boyfriend, Chicago Bulls forward Torrey Craig, is being accused of cheating on her with an OnlyFans model named Jasmine Elizabeth. Jasmine aired out the alleged relationship online, claiming that she and Torrey were dating at the same time that he was with Megan. She even dropped screenshots of alleged DMs, money transfers, and several messages where Craig supposedly wanted to make a visual experience with her, we'll call it. In response, Craig hopped on Instagram, laughing it off, saying, "Ain't no way people want clout that bad." He even posted a video to show how to make fake DMs. Meanwhile, the global superstar Megan is staying silent, which is a new and probably best approach for her. And while Craig's stat lines for the Bulls this year haven't been crazy, he is still apparently putting major points on the board away from the court. Fans are split. Some think Craig's caught, while others think this is simply a clout chase.
Nonetheless, these 3 white women took to their podcast and made these comments saying that they're confused about what his type was because while he was with this woman named Olivia Davis, the girls that he either cheated on her with or dated after her were all white and looked like her.
Well, where do I start? Do I start the one where my ex is dating the Megan, was it the Megan Stallion? What's her name?
Meg the Stallion.
Meg the Stallion. Meg. Megan. I'm just gonna call her Megan.
Who's
Megan?
Who's Meg?
I don't know. I just get my vowels like always mixed up.
It's okay.
So.
She's from Russia.
Like, she's a foreigner.
So I saw this.
Yes.
Me and Eva, we were sitting in bed scrolling on TikTok. And we're scrolling, Meg the Stallion pops up with some guy, and Eva's like, "Isn't that Olivia's ex?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, his name's Torrey, right?"
Yep.
Not Tory Lanez, a different Torrey.
Yeah, not that one. Just imagine.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I can't even get mad though, because it's like, damn, like that's kind of a flex, you know? Like
Yeah.
I can't even be mad at that at all because like
I just wonder what his type is because you guys dated, then he was talking to other girls when he was talking to you, and like they all looked
very
like
similar. Like
you
we all
guys.
looked,
So I'm just curious what his type is.
To me, I see a few things that I think need to be said that challenge Black women's outrage about this, and that's just what I wanted to hit on. So I've broken this video down into one overall main talking point. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. So my one and overall main talking point is that the question is actually valid, like valid as hell. And that's just an unpopular opinion, but I do think it's a valid question to question a man's type where he has historically and with devoted passion and pattern dated a certain type of woman, and then he comes across a Black woman. I would question it too. Although I'm not surprised that urban media was quick to call this weird, that they're questioning how it's possible that a Black man can be attracted to a Black woman, I do think it's surprising that Black women in particular took offense to the same question that they ask or think about when we see a lot of these Black men, specifically sports stars, date non-Black women. When I talked about Travis Hunter and his fiancée Lana, a lot of the comments were, it's not Black women's fight, this is who they say their preferences are. We've seen so many examples of this. Let's leave this conversation about Black athletes and snow bunnies in yesteryear. But somehow we're making a huge deal out of white women who are very aware of the affinity that Black men may have with them, especially when they're at a level of dating professional athlete status. So if it's not our fight and these conversations are tired and we're gonna let Black men be with who they claim is better than us, why would there even be any backlash for their question? Now, I will say that the backlash that I think they do deserve is the shade and acting as if they didn't know how to pronounce Megan Thee Stallion or acting as if they didn't know who she was. In what world? In what world do you not know Megan Thee Stallion? And I feel like there's this thing where white people sometimes they try to act like it's so difficult to pronounce a name that is different than theirs or foreign. Obviously, I grew up going to white school all my life. My name is Chioma. It's definitely a different name. So I've dealt with this before. But a name like Megan, come on. Megan Thee Stallion is an A-list female rapper. They knew what they were doing when they said that. And I feel like that definitely should be called out, but their question to me is actually valid. Because of all the examples that we see, even though statistically Black men marry Black women more than any other race, and there are tons of Black couples in professional sports that just don't get as much platforming. However, we know that a lot of these men swirl around.
I'm trying to stir that pot because, you know, you love who you love. But damn though, 3 for 3, they all look the same though. It's something. What's going on? It's like you get some money, and then every time a Black man gets some money, and you look at their girl after, the ball players, right? This how they girl look. What's up? Cause look, I'm not lying. 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 Where's the melanin, man? This is crazy. Come on, MJ, what you doing? Yo, I promise you, in high school, all these men girlfriends had to have been Black. What's going on? Why we doing this to each other? I mean, I'm all for it, but it's like, first of all, Kawhi is smiling. I've never seen Kawhi smile before. There's something going on. Like, why we? They all look the same. That's all I'm trying to say.
So I get it. The backlash is definitely because their question has racist undertones of how dare he go from me as a white girl or the ambiguous non-Black woman and him staying in that pattern and then ending up with an unambiguous Black woman. I get that aspect of it. But I feel like when you lay the cards out on the table, I would also be asking the same question. If I got with some NFL player and his past is strictly girls who don't look like me, and I'm talking girls who aren't even Black, I would question if I was his type. So I think the question, although to me it is stemming from racism and jealousy from these white ladies, it does have some validity in it, and I do think it comes from both sides. According to this article from Tribune.com, it says, recent comments by Olivia Davis, rumored ex-girlfriend of NBA player Torrey Craig, have sparked controversy online. During an episode of the 3 Girls 1 Kitchen podcast, Davis made dismissive remarks about rapper Megan Thee Stallion, igniting backlash from the fans to accuse her of microaggressions and insensitivity. Davis struggled to pronounce Megan Thee Stallion's name, saying Megan Thee Stallion, Mag Thee Stallion, what's her name? Mag? Her tone, coupled with co-host Lana Rhoades' comments about Craig's dating preferences, drew widespread criticism. Rhoades claimed Craig's past relationships indicated a preference for blonde, white women, which Davis agreed with, adding, they all look very similar. The episode went viral when Megan's fan base, the Hotties, flooded the podcast's social media accounts. Critics highlighted the depressive tone and perceived racial bias in the conversation. One fan commented, struggling to say her name correctly while shading her is peak peak microaggression. Neither Megan nor Craig has addressed the remarks publicly. Megan, known for regarding her private life, is unlikely to respond, but Craig's silence has drawn attention. The backlash highlights the ongoing issue of microaggression and celebrity gossip, particularly against successful Black women. Megan Thee Stallion, a chart-topping rapper, has faced scrutiny and controversy throughout her career, but continues to command respect and loyalty from her fans. So all in all, to me, I do think there was a microaggressive tone, but I think when you look at the precedent that a lot of Black men have set, especially those in that athletic entertainment industry, their question does speak to the same question that Black women have had. I know many of us have detached from it because it's like beating a dead horse, or honestly not worth our fight, like we've said. And I think the real issue is that Black men have white women and non-Black women so comfortable that they're actually surprised when a Black man dates someone that looks more like him. This is literally the result of Black men letting white girls think that they're above or deserve preferential treatment, even though it seems like they all got the same Black man. I mean, he cheated on Olivia, he had side girls, he cheated on the baby mama, he had side girls, and to me, there's some red flags and skepticism with his loyalty to Megan, because at least there was something that came out supporting that narrative. Personally, I don't know how much stock and interest I can put into a Black man who has strictly dated white women and made white women believe that they are his type and his only type. I think Megan has these girls a little bit pressed, and I don't think it's impossible for a Black man to try something new, as we encourage Black women to date out. So a Black man essentially going from dating out to dating in is not a problem. But the problem really came when he made his repetitive and exclusive choice to white women and non-Black women, and this is the result. This is why I like to have these conversations and I don't shut up about them, because the impact is definitely lethal. So that is it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Please let me know your commentary on my commentary down below. What do you think? What do you know? Let me know. Make sure you guys check me out on the Let's Talk About It Baby podcast with myself and Taylor Patrice. It is a really good watch, and I will have it pinned down below in the comment section. And as always, last but not least, don't forget to follow me on all of my social media networks, and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye, y'all.
Yeah, it can go one of two ways. A lot of them I'm like, this is actually it's so dumb, I have to laugh.
Black people, we add S's to grocery stores. Like, I'm going to Kroger's.
Yes.
Like, I'm going to Myers. Like, y'all, there's no S. How was it growing up in like an African household?
It was strict. You got disciplined for bad grades. If your report card does not say ba 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 or if they're not even saying anything C and below, discipline.